So this video is going to be all about big business and explaining how our economy works today. Our economic system is known as capitalism. It's a word that you might have heard before, but the basic idea of capitalism is that private individuals or businesses run the economy instead of the government. And when I say that private businesses or individuals own or run the economy, what I really mean is three main things. Private individuals control land, machinery, and the workplace, or factories. So in capitalism, basically, individuals can decide how they want to make a profit, and they can make their own business decisions. They're not influenced by the government. During the Industrial Revolution, we saw the rise of a certain type of capitalism, and this was called industrial capitalism. Industrial capitalism is an economic system where individuals continually reinvest profits and they expand their business. So this is how industrial capitalism works. Let's say that you are a factory owner and you own your factory. This is yours down here, and you make a lot of money. So this is you right here with all your money. And once you make money, you're going to use that money to hire more workers, to buy more materials and machines, and to ultimately make lots more factories. So industrial capitalism is all about reinvesting your profits from one factory and using that to control more factories. A main idea of industrial capitalism was that if you're not growing, you're shrinking. So industrial capitalists always sought to control more and more in the economy. There were new types or ways of organizing businesses that became popular during the Industrial Revolution as a result of capitalism. One of them is a type of corporation. And a corporation is a business organization that's owned by a group of people. And those people are called stockholders. And stockholders work together to vote to make major decisions. And corporations were popular during the Industrial Revolution because they allowed people to pool their money together to buy things that you needed, such as factories and machines, and they allowed people to share the profits with a minimal risk to themselves, because it wasn't like it was just, one person who was putting up all the money and getting all the profits. People shared the risk, but they also shared the benefits or the profits. And because of corporations, the Industrial Revolution was able to spread more rapidly through multiple areas. And the last thing that this video is going to talk about is actually the most difficult thing. It's an economic idea, so it's an idea about how money should be controlled and used. And that idea is actually a French term called laissez-faire. The basic idea of a laissez-faire economy is that businesses should be allowed to operate without government interference. Now, the word laissez-faire actually is French, and in French it means let them alone. Sometimes laissez-faire economies are also described as a hands-off economy, because people who believe in laissez-faire think that the economy will grow best and benefit the most people if the government keeps their hands off of the economy and allows it to grow naturally. And it's no coincidence that the laissez-faire economic philosophy became popular in the 1700s, right around the time that the Industrial Revolution was really getting started. One of the main ideas of the people who believed in laissez-faire was that land was the primary source of national wealth. Laissez-faire economists wanted the government to reduce taxes and reduce or eliminate regulations to allow the government to grow separately from the economy. Laissez-faire economists like Adam Smith, who was Scottish, believed that if people were allowed to act on their self-interest, and that if the government let the economy work itself out evenly, then eventually the economy would act in the best interest of everyone. So to sum up the whole video, capitalism is an economic system where individuals and private companies, not the government, control the economy, and they get to make their own decisions about what businesses to run and how to run those businesses. Industrial capitalism was a certain type of capitalism popular during the Industrial Revolution, and it's basically the idea that a company should take all of its profit, all of the money that it makes, and reinvest that profit in hiring more workers, buying more materials and machines, and building more factories. So industrial capitalists wanted to keep their companies constantly growing. Corporations were a way that businesses were organized during the Industrial Revolution, and it's when a group of people called stockholders worked together and voted on major decisions and decided how to run a company. And the main benefit of corporations is that people could pool their money and their resources together to share the risk involved with starting up a business, and then they also got a share of the rewards or the profits. And lastly, laissez-faire was an idea for an economic policy that allowed businesses to operate without government interference. Laissez-faire is sometimes also referred to as a hands-off economic policy because the government was supposed to keep their hands off the economy to encourage economic growth. And even though laissez-faire was a French idea, one of its main supporters is the man shown here, who was named Adam Smith. Adam Smith was Scottish, and he believed that the government should not be involved with the economy.